when he shows up, and if not, then we'll have not office hours. Hips, finger, fingers. That sounds mildly inconvenient. There he is. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Did the thingy. I'll give everyone a minute to join. Been in here for what second? Right.
Looks like we've about leveled off.
All right. I'm hearing an echo from you.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks for coming. This is the weekly Midjourney office hours. We do them every week at Wednesday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The way that this works is we talk about what we're working on and what we're thinking about, and then we just take questions. So let's get started. The main things we're working on right now are the next rollout for our website, both giving it to more people, letting more people on it, and getting in some of the group creation stuff. We had to refactor a bit of things, so it put us a little bit behind schedule, but hopefully we'll get to the guides and mods testing in the next, like late next week for some of the new social creation features, and then they're happy on it. Maybe a week after that, we'll get it out to more people. So we'll see how that goes. A little scary. Basically, kind of like a group creation thing that you can do on Discord, but we're going to limit the functionality a little bit upfront to kind of densify people and make it easier to test. And then as it becomes more mature, we'll like it so anybody can make their own spaces. So you can get together with your friends and make stuff there too. The other area is V7. V7 is continuing to roll along. Some things are looking good. Some things are less. I think we're still trying to double check on. So, but it's moving along. Should have much better image quality, much better prompt understanding, much more coherence, more knowledge. Yeah, it should be. I mean, much better aesthetics too, I think. So it should just be like a pretty huge improvement across the board. I think it'll be a bigger jump than V5 to V6. Hopefully it's more like V4 to V5. So I think it'll be pretty big. Yeah. It'll also be like a simpler system so we can more easily add lots of features. Right now, the way V6 is, it's actually quite hard for us to add all the features to it that we could hypothetically add because it's a really complicated system. And so we're hoping that V7 will be a simpler system that allows us to have more features. We are going to try to push model personalization out in somewhere between 1 and 2 weeks. That will be a pretty big thing because it will. Right now, a lot of the Midjourney images kind of have a stereotypical Midjourney look to them. And that's partially because it's learning from the whole community what people like. And then it kind of, if you don't specify something, it fills in the blanks with what it sort of sees the community liking. I think on the whole, it's obviously really good. It's the best out there. But we're going to try to make it so that instead of trying to fill in the blanks with everything it's learned from the community in general, it'll start filling in the blanks with things that it's learned specifically from you, singularly as a person. And so what that means is that a lot of the tropes, the Midjourney tropes that you might not like sometimes, will go away and be replaced by your own personal tropes. I think in the testing, we find pretty much everybody prefers it universally. It's fairly conservative still because you can still ask it for anything you want and it'll give it to you. But if you think Midjourney gives you people who look too pretty on average, you'll start to see it giving you people that look more average. Or if you think that everybody should be like illustrative or photographic, or you like really strong lighting, like you'll see those things kind of start to come in more by default. And you can still ask it for something else, and you can turn off the personalization. By the personalization will be off by default for now. I think our hope is that we learn a lot from doing this, and we gain confidence. And then for V7, it's on by default, though you'll be able to turn it off too still. And then hopefully, yeah, for V7, it's on by default. Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I think that's going to be the biggest change in a long time. But it's kind of hard to put your finger on top of until you kind of see it. We're going to try to make it so people can use each other's styles and you can kind of lock the style to a particular date. I don't think it's fair to call it style, actually, so I have to be careful about that. Because it involves a lot of things that aren't strictly style. But it kind of changes the biases. So, the Midjourney model is biased to the things that the average Midjourney person likes. And now it'll be biased to the things that you like. So, I think it should be strictly better. And you can turn it off. But I think it'll be a big deal. And so far, the testing, I think like 95% people like it much more than the default version. So I think it'll be a pretty big win. The last thing that we're thinking about doing, we're not really sure, is that there may or may not be one last update to V6 that improves the hand, body, and text coherence. We're testing something. It's hard to say if it's working really well or not, but we're testing it and it's starting to work a little. And if it does work, we'll push that out. I think everybody will be very happy. But at some point, we're scared about it, like taking away a lot of time from V7. So we might just push more people onto V7 at some point. So we kind of have like a bit of a, always a kind of a constant resource question between working on the new models and adding more things to the current model. But we're going to try to give it a bit more time and see if we can get it the better body and text coherence. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So that may or may not happen. We also have a speed update, which in theory will make V6 a bit faster. But I'm not totally happy with it's not making it way faster. It's like 20%. And so I'm like not totally happy about that. But we might, I don't know. It would make it 20% cheaper and 20% faster. I don't obviously I like that, but it's also adding extra steps to pushing things out, so we won't be able to update other things as easily. So we're kind of thinking a bit about, yeah, whether I'm not 100% sure if we're going to push that out sooner rather than, or hold for the coherence stuff. So we'll probably decide in a week. And we'll probably do a style random soon too, so it'll kind of be like before, but it might not give you a code. We're not sure. But we've been looking a little bit at a style random thing. And I don't think we're gonna do I'm not feeling doing the tuner as it previously was because I don't know. I think it's like a niche feature, and I'm like worried about product bloat, so I'm leaning towards the personalization instead. So we'll see how the personalization goes and the style random goes. and we'll see what happens. Anything else? We're gonna try to we'll probably do like a rating party, but it'll be for captioning. So what we'll do is we'll show people random images from the internet, and we're gonna ask you to help us describe the images. Write the longest description you can. And then we're hoping that this will help us with prompt understanding. We know it will. And people seem to be happy to help us improve the prompt understanding, so that's something that people can do that will help us a lot. And so we'll probably do that in a week or so. And we'll have 2 rounds. We'll have a round where people can just caption as many images as they want. And then we'll have a round where people compare captions and say, I like this caption better, or I like this caption better. And so that'll help teach us to have both a system that will caption images as well as know whether a caption is good or bad. So we'll see how that goes. Um, we'll be very strict about, we want you to describe things in your own words. Don't use any AIs or like bot any of those things. We'll probably like threaten to ban people if they use any AIs to do the captioning. Don't do it. Um, we'll have to kind of get stricter about like people basically trying to use bots in the system because it can hurt our stuff. Yeah, do not take it serious. Definitely take it seriously. Um, the Don't caption things wrong on purpose either. Anyway. Anything else? We added a news feature to the website as well as a bug reporting feature to the website. So people can see the announcements on there. We're also going to try to add a new /feedback and update that soon with a leaderboard. Hopefully that'll happen this week or early next week. But my hope is to have the sort of feedback page with the leaderboard. And that way I don't have to read it off, but people can just sort of see. And then I'm going to try to also add something so we can have like comments on the leaderboard so that we kind of can say, we can kind of show people what we're working on a bit there. So that'll be interesting. Um, yeah. We're gonna start off like putting things on there like, make boobs legal or something. And if people abuse it though, we'll probably just take down the more controversial things, you know? But like the way that we're gonna start off at first is like put everything on there, like put all the features on there that people are asking for. And then if we find that people don't use that, if people like abuse that in any way, because like we'd rather have everything on there if we can to sort of have like understand things better. But if we find that people abuse that, we will like moderate the feedback page more strictly. So we'll see what happens there. Uh, yeah, it's really hard. Like every time we have a feature, there's like moderation. But yeah. Uh, let's see what else. I think those are the main things right now. Just thinking. Mm-mm-mm. We brought back the free hours for rating. We brought back the old style reference, even though almost nobody uses it. We upgraded the style reference system to a better algorithm. And if you want to be ready for the personalized Midjourney, you need to make sure you've used the midjourney.com/rank for like 10 or 15 minutes, probably 15 minutes worth of ranking in the last 2 months. If you've not ranked images for about 15 minutes in the last 2 months, the feature may not work for you at the beginning. So I would recommend doing that sooner rather than later. You can also get a free GPU hour for doing it. So, you know, that's going to be cool. Ranking is not going to bias things in a weird way. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, it's going to look at the sort of the things that you like on average in a very not like in a very conservative way. So, um, we're not sure if we're going to use the likes from the explore page. We might also use that. But in general, it's like using this data in a very conservative way. So I don't think you have to worry about it as long as you're truthfully looking at the images and thinking about what you think is better. Um, cool. I think we're pausing all the reference features, so we're not going to come out with a new character reference or a style reference or a color reference for a bit. We're going to just focus on V7. I think it makes more sense to focus on V7 than to make 100 reference things for now, just because it feels a little endless. I don't know. Um, and see, the personalization will possibly never come for Niji V6, so just you should probably assume it doesn't come for Niji V6. Um, there's the personalization uses a lot of data, and we just don't have enough users on Niji to do the same data. And Niji is also much more primitive than Midjourney in terms of the way it handles the aesthetics. So I just I think it's unlikely that we see it for V6. Maybe a V7 Niji will work on it, but I'm skeptical that V6 Niji will have it. Um, all right, let's do a lightning round. So if you have any questions, type lightning round stuff in your VC text. Yeah. V0 Midjourney. I've shared images before. I don't have any on my computer right now. It looked cool. We're not planning on doing multiple character references right now. Obviously, we would like to do that one day, but I am not doing it right now. Do we get sick of managing 40 features at once? We don't really do 40 features at once. We only have, we really don't have, we can only do like 5 things at once. I don't really like to manage. I'm looking for other people to help me manage, but it's hard because it's a complicated company and product, and there aren't that many people who would be good at it. Um, V7 will have more knowledge, so it should get more stuff. I'm gonna not do the feedback recap every week right now. I'm gonna just try to push towards having it on the website. You cannot donate fast hours. We don't really know what features will be available at V7 launch. Probably V7 will launch without as many features, and then we'll add the features in as it goes. I don't think we're going to release a V6 video. We have V6 video models, but we're not, I don't like them that much. Though it's good that we're using them to test things. We're testing our data pipelines, we're learning stuff. I mean, the V6 video stuff looks kind of a lot like other video stuff out there, except it looks like Midjourney by default, which is cool. But I want it to look better. I'm not really quite happy with the. I want it to look, yeah, better, and I'm not quite happy. I think the V7 will be better at making better looking video. It's more built for it. I think video by the end of the year is very likely. I think probably way before then. I think at this point it's like 50-50, like 3D will probably come before video because we have our hardware for 3D capture starting to work now. We need to start taking our data sets for 3D. I think V7 will have a better upscaler, but for some reason the V6 upscaler for 4x is not working, and we don't have enough time to get it working. We're definitely going to do more educational stuff. We're thinking about putting explore page likes into the personalization algorithm. We probably will. We're not really looking at doing folder sharing right now. Um, we're not planning to turn off the old models, but it's possible at some point. Um, we're not doing transparency right now. Something we could add one day. We have good proof of concepts for 3D, but we're mostly waiting on data collection, and we have some better data collection now, so that'll start to move again soon. Yeah, V6 isn't as good at bad graphics. Hopefully V7 will be better at making bad graphics. You will not have the ability to create multiple personalized models. There will only be one for now. I think the style tuner is like more what people want for the model tuner is more of a thing that people want for the sort of general thing, but it's yeah, we'll see if we'll bring it back or not. Um, not posting any videos. I think the V6 video stuff that we have is probably better than most of the stuff out there, but I still don't like it. So I think we want to get better. Like there's good and there's good enough. And I think nothing out there is good enough. Even the OpenAI one, which, looks good, I think is not actually good enough. Um, so we're gonna keep working on it till we feel like it's good enough. Um, V7 will have more knowledge. We might do some kind of grant system at some point, but we're not doing anything right now for it. Personalization isn't really about it's not really about being consistent. It's just about sort of learning your biases and kind of having a better chance of making something you like. We're not working on transparent backgrounds right now. We are going to improve like CRT, VHS type stuff. And people are asking the same things over and over today. Um, we're not working on APIs right now. It would be cool to do some kind of control nets, but probably not doing more for V6. At some point, we'll have a way for people to kind of generate in a folder, I think, but we're not doing anything like that right now. Or like workspaces or something. Um, in general, you would prefer if you organize outside of Midjourney. rather than ask us to like build a huge fucking file system and file organization like thing. It's not ideal to push that on us. We will do it more and more over time, but it's yeah. There's a 3D Midjourney, you'll be able to record video in it, sure. Hands, I think in V6 are better than V5 and V4, but they still aren't perfect, and we may or may not have an improvement there that we'll try to push. I don't think skipping images is necessarily something you should do for the rating. If you think one is slightly better, you should say you think this one's slightly better. That's how it works. Yeah, at some point we'd like to do some cloud storage syncing. Maybe we'll let people do more tagging stuff. It's really, really miserable to have like everybody has like 100 different ways they want to organize images, and I just like I don't want to say I don't care, but it's not like I don't exist here on Earth to make folder like to do to manage like file organization for people, and there are more important there are literally more important things for me to do and think about. So maybe at some point we'll have like a product manager and extra resources and we'll have a lot of it. But I will personally try as hard as I can to not focus on organization features for as long as possible because I think there are just always more important things we could be doing. Like part of the goal of Midjourney is to like explore rather than to make 100,000 images and hoard them in folders. I know there's like a temptation to like make a lot of things and then put them in folders, but I mean, you had folders for the last 40 years on your own computer and you can use those. I don't want to be an asshole about it, but I think no matter who we partner with for file organization, people want more organization features. So there seems to be like an unlimited appetite for an infinite number of arbitrary file organization features. And yeah, it's like a weird, completely bottomless pit. And it's a little surprising to me, but I think it's a great example where maybe I, you know, it's better for me to ignore people. But we might do something like workspaces at some point, but we'll see. Definitely less important than everything else. Um, yeah, I mean, we can make APIs, but I mean, I think like I'm sorry, like we just can't make things for like 5% or 2% of people. I think it makes sense for us to focus the majority of our effort on stuff that 50% of people will use. And I'm pretty sure that it's fair to say that even 50% of people are not using a single organization feature right now. So you know, I'd like to say that that's not like a huge bar. Like let's make features that half of people use once, but maybe 25% of people use. But um yeah, I mean, there's always going to be like a very small number of people who want something. Um, yeah, if you don't like our file organization, download the images and use folders on your computer. I think that's really the answer. And yeah. Um, yeah, I'm hoping the stuff that people have is pretty good for now. Um, NVIDIA, what's the best thing to come out of the last conference? I mean, bigger chips are faster, and that's cool and good for us. Yeah. I mean, if it was up to me, we would have zero organization features on the website, and I would just totally disable them, and everyone would have to just download things and use folders locally. But I tried to add like a small amount of stuff to make people happy. But if it makes people more unhappy than happy, we'll just like, it could just be the right answer to not do any ever. But just because like, yeah, I just sometimes it's better not to do stuff. Um, um, Yeah, I mean, I hope people like the features we've made for organization. We tried our best to make something that was like somewhat good. Um, and they are absolutely not a priority for us right now. Um, yeah, I just don't think if we make APIs that people will make good products. Like I had a previous company, with 300,000 developers, and almost nobody made anything good. I think unfortunately most and like on the Android and iOS store, there's like millions of apps, and we all know that most mobile apps suck. So, I mean, I think it's one of those situations where if you want to make an ecosystem, you kind of have to assume that you're going to get one good app per 10,000 people who use it. So if I make an API, I need to like hope that 10,000 people use it so we get one good thing. And if there's somebody out there who really thinks you're like a 1 in 10,000 developer who can make something, just try to figure out some way to approach us and we'll just work with you. But I think that I don't want to have like a huge ecosystem to try to find like one person who can make a compelling thing. And have like a huge ecosystem. Yeah, not compelling. Just yeah, it's over and over again. We kind of see that like APIs and ecosystems are not a good way of building a good product. You can't really outsource stuff to people, which sucks. But you know, um, thumbs plus. Mhm. We'd like to do some drawing stuff at some point, but the experiments haven't been working as well as we have hoped. So it may be something we have to wait for V7 for. We've thought about doing stuff like Photoshop plugins, but I'm still not sure if there's like a compelling integration. I What's my favorite Midjourney feature? I just like normal simple prompts right now. I'm a simple man. I've been doing a lot of 1970s, 1980s sci-fi lately. That's my current binge. I don't think the goal is to leave Discord. We're gonna keep supporting Discord for a long time. I think the main goal is to have something with the website that new people can join that are having a hard time joining Discord. because I think it's fair to say that like probably like 70% of people are having a hard time getting from the website to Discord. So we're losing a lot of people who want to use Midjourney from the Discord onboarding experience. Um, I think we're definitely doing a lot of good stuff this year so far. I'm definitely most excited about like the V7 and the new personalization stuff. Yeah, it's possible we'll have like a VIP program one day for captioning. Maybe if you write really good captions, we'll reach out to you. We're not working on a Midjourney orb right now. We're not working on any consumer hardware right now. We're thinking about things and we're looking at what could exist, but we're not actually working on any yet. Um, Looking for more questions. Yeah, the attack helicopter story is very good. I don't think we're gonna do any upscaling. Like, we're gonna wait till V7 for our new upscaling stuff. Um, I think the V7 upscaler should be really good. And oh, someone's like doing, sorry, somebody's like replacing. Sorry, there's like some sound in the background. I was confused for a second. Anyway, I think V7 will have really good upscaling, and I think we're just gonna focus on that. Yeah, people talk to us about collaborating with big tech companies all the time. I mean, the main issue is like we can't really. I'm trying to not get really distracted by doing gimmicky things with people. Like everyone's like, we're working on AI. Can you work with us so that we can say we're working on AI? So technology industry isn't very good at making products, and I don't want to get sucked into that if I can. Let's see. Um, no, for captioning, we want people to describe things from scratch. Um, yes, because we're trying to get like a wide variety of description styles. I have read Greg Egan. We will improve in painting one day, but maybe more for V7. I don't know what happened with the stability people. We never heard back, and then a mod resigned. So I don't really know what happened with them. But we did send them the information about what brought our service down. Um, I think it's good when people tell us what is important to work on. I do like it when people are more positive versus negative. The negativity can drag on me at times, but if somebody is really angry, it's not going to make me pay attention to them more. So I would be cautious doing that. Probably less. Um, yeah, rate images on the website is the same thing. We can't really say specific dates for V7 yet. It's like more than a month and less than 3 months. I don't think. Yeah, we'll definitely update describe for V7. I'm yeah, I think everyone's pretty happy on the whole. I hope everyone's happy. Um, if we do this sort of describe party, it will help all of the systems. We could be happier. Yes. Um, I'm doing okay. A little stressed sometimes. Trying to get new projects off the ground. Uh, Got to do some caffeine today. I don't think I've done any caffeine yet. I was gonna do caffeine this week and try to push through a lot of stuff that I find that caffeine is not really good for me doing intellectual work, but if I just have like a lot of rote work to do where I'm just like checking a lot of things and sending a lot of messages, it can help. So I'll probably try to do some caffeine this week to get through all of my mechanical work. Uh, we're not really happy yet with the caption quality from like GPT-4 or anything else. So when we ask people to do the captions, I think will actually help us make something that's better than everything else out there. I mean, I like to ship things faster rather than not fast because it learns and we learn things and then we make stuff better and it's more fun. As opposed to not shipping things is not fun. I try not to do too much code. I do a little bit of stuff for new projects, but once projects are more mature, I usually don't need to do that much. Um, I don't know if I'm stressed or I'm just like I'm a little bit of a weird place today. I think I'm just like a little tired. I don't know if I'm tired. I overslept. Maybe I overslept today. I might just need my caffeine. Um, I try to be candid. I try to be consistently candid with everybody. I would say I'm more of a night person than a morning person, but it kind of depends. I've been kind of swinging around lately. Radical candor. Okay. How many images did I make yesterday? I don't know, probably only a few dozen. I haven't watched Three Body Problem. I'm not a Diet Coke person. Okay, I think we're starting to peter out a little bit on the lightning round questions. So I think what we'll do is we'll let a few people come up and do voice questions. And then we'll do one more lightning round, and then that'll be it for today. So if anybody wants to come up, and we can do that.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey, David. Um,